Well, everybody, it's 9:30, and it's time for our forum. This forum, which is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Academy, is entitled The History of Engineering Over the Past 50 Years and Look Forward. I really thank you all for coming, and I thank our speakers, which are going to make very interesting presentations for us. Hey, Rod. The doctor is in. Good, thank you very much. Here today, the speakers, of course, have had a chance to look at our essay book, and they have their own experiences from their domains. They represent different domains of interest of the NAE, and I'm sure that their stories will be very poignant, entertaining, and quite fun, as a matter of fact. We have for this forum, which we start at 9:30, we have a break in it. There'll be, of course, panelist remarks, and then there'll be discussions, and I'll introduce the people in a second, and there'll be a break at 11 o'clock, 11:15, and then we will essentially close out at about 12:30. Now let me introduce the speakers, which I believe it's from my end here, from left to right. Very briefly, we have Wanda Austin. Wanda, just give him the wave. Give him the wave. Good. Wanda Austin's President and CEO of the Aerospace Corporation. She's a member of Section 1, Aerospace Engineering, and of course a member of the National Academy of Engineering Council. Wanda's dedicated to inspiring the next generation of engineers. Next to her, Coralie Brierly. Coralie is a founder of Brierly Consultancy, the Vice President of the National Academy of Engineering, and a member of Section 11, Earth Resources Engineering, and chairs the NRC Board on Earth Sciences and Resources. Her husband, Jim Brierly, is also a member of the NAE, and Coralie spends more time underground than she does above ground. Next to her, Leonard Kleinrock. Len? He's a distinguished professor in computer sciences at UCLA, a member of Section 5, Computer Science and Engineering. He was a developer of ARPANET way back when, and a founding member of the NRC Computer Science and Telecommunications Board. Leonard, thank you very much for coming. Next to him, Bob Luckey. Robert Luckey was Vice President of Applied Research at Bellcore, then Telcordia. He's a member of Section 7, Electronics, Communications, and Information Systems Engineering. His textbook was the most cited reference in communications field for over a decade. Next to him, Arun Majumdar. He is the J. Precourt Professor at Stanford University, a member of Section 10, Mechanical Engineering. He's a member of the NAE Council as well. He was a founding director of the Advanced Research Projects Energy, ARPA-E, for 3 years. Next to him is Roderick Pettigrew. Rod Pettigrew is director of the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering. He's a member of Section 2, Bioengineering, and also the Institute of Medicine. He is the chair of the Bioengineering Peer Committee and a member of the Russ Prize Committee. Rod?
Thank you.
Next to Bob Shafrick. Bob, are you there? Yeah, great. Bob Shafrick was general manager of the Materials and Process Engineering Department of General Electric Aviation, and he's a member of Section 9, Materials Engineering. He chairs the National Materials and Manufacturing Board. And finally, our moderator, Ollie Velci. He's the host of Real Money with Ollie Velci. Is that real money from Ollie Velci? real money to Ollie Velci? On Al Jazeera America. He returns for the 3rd time to moderate our annual meeting forum. His thoughtful, moderating, and engaging personality have ensured successes in each of these forums before us. So Ollie, thank you very, very much for coming, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you. Glad to be back with you. I'm quite certain, I'll be giving out money at the end of the session, by the way. I'm quite certain the only reason I get invited back to this august group is because I don't understand anything that's being discussed, so I can't cut anybody off, and they keep getting me back because I can just let this thing go. It's an honor of mine to be here. I actually learn a great deal. I'm not a member of any sections here. They would never have let me This is as close as the engineers ever let me to anything engineering. However, I do have to tell you about a little bit of the engineering of this building, and that is for safety requirements, just so you know. It's a big room. If there's any reason to get out of here, you got 2 exits here, 2 exits at the back, and 1 over there that you've mostly been using. So please identify the exit closest to you, and for the rest of the ride, sit back and enjoy. I want to let you know that we're being videotaped, so anything you say will be recorded. The only thing I can try and hope that encourages you to do is for all the forums I discuss, this one has the panelists who speak the longest and the questioners who ask the longest questions. So you may find that I might get up at some point and ask you if there's actually a question in there. So think about that ahead of time. You guys tend to deliver theses as opposed to questions, but they're all very, very interesting. I must say, I learn a great deal. They're a little bit hyper-specific sometimes, but that's okay. Our panelists will speak to you for, I believe, 7 to 10 minutes. They believe 10 or more minutes each. And I will call upon them in alphabetical order based on their last name. They will speak for as long as they speak for. I will gesticulate and wave and try and ask them to wrap it up. But the bottom line is they'll speak for as long as they speak for. And then, depending on the time and your jumpiness, we will either begin a little bit of a discussion with them, or we'll take a quick break. We'll determine that when we get there. But either way, what will happen is we'll have a little bit of a discussion, and then, of course, this is for you, so we will open up the floor to you. I see 2 microphones. I believe that's the case, so they're over here. It'll be most orderly if you ask your questions from there. Also remember, because we're being videotaped, we need the audio, so please do that. I think that takes care of my responsibilities. I want to get you right to your panelists, so let us please begin with Wanda Austin.